gonna go ahead and turn our mics on, okay?
Yep.
Good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tim McBrayer here, and welcome to ExtremeMotorsports99.com tonight. We are in Long Pond, Pennsylvania at Pocono. And I'm Tim McBrayer up here in the booth. On the side of me is my friend and colleague, Ryan Galville. How you doing tonight, Ryan?
I'm doing great, and looking forward here to an exciting race tonight at the Pocono Raceway. The Tricky Triangle, 2.5 mile, 3-corner triangle racetrack here. Probably the most unique track on the schedule, at least the most unique oval there is on the schedule. And this 3-corner, 2.5 mile, long straightaway, sharp, slow corner speedway. Going to put on a good show. We got 75 laps under the sun here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. And I'm looking forward to a good race.
I heard that. How about giving us the top 10 there, brother?
Yeah, starting on the pole will be the number 73, Alan Fox, who put out a fast lap time, nearly 0.2 of a second up on second place, Brandon Ketchum, who will start second in the 41 car. Starting third, Andrew Mraz. Starting in fourth is Brandon Fries, who is last week's winner and the current points leader after last week was the first race of the chase. So Fries starts off with an advantage after Daytona. Starting fifth, Orlando Rivera. Sixth, Damian Crump. Seventh, Jeremy Clifton. Eighth place will be Dylan Mirando, who's one of the only non-chase drivers here in the field. Mark Hamlin will start ninth. He's also a non-chase driver. Starting 10th is Lee Overton. So it is a pretty small field here tonight. Only about 14 cars set to take the green flag. I think 12 set times. Fabianic and Hilton there did not set times. I'm expecting them to start the race, but only 12 cars obviously left with a chance at all to win the championship here with the chase beginning. And guys outside the chase, obviously no chance of winning the championship, so smaller fields are a factor of that, but nevertheless going to see a good race, 75 laps here, so a long one. We're getting ready for it, but hopefully a low amount of cautions here with the smaller field of cars.
Maybe we'll have a good night tonight, Ryan. Maybe we won't have no bad wrecks. Maybe we'll get this thing and get it going.
That would be nice here, but good-looking field tonight, and looking forward to a good one. As Brandon Fries, like I said, he won last week, and he starts fourth. He's got himself a pretty good cushion of a few points on the rest of the field after winning Daytona, but still a long ways to go. 4 more races, but some guys who we expected more out of, maybe not last week at Daytona, but throughout the chase had a rough night, and they're going to have to bounce back, including pole sitter Alan Fox. He's 6th in points after the first race, and he's got some work to do to make his way back up. He's on the pole tonight by a lot, by a big margin, and I think we're expecting to see speed out of him for the rest of the season, along with a lot of other guys that might need to fight. But we're in store for a good battle for the championship here between, well, all the chase drivers.
Tell you what, Alan Fox is a good driver.
Yeah, he's shown it all season long. He's been really quick. He's really shown a lot of strength throughout the season. Somehow only got away with 1 win all season long, but who we know he's been there all season long. Him and Andrew Mraz also with 3 wins. He's going to be in good shape for the championship. He's right there, 5th in points, and he starts 3rd tonight.
I tell you what, this is a tricky track right here. They call it a tricky triangle. Andrew will have to watch this track.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a lot of driver versus the track versus driver because 3 completely different corners here, and it's going to put on a good show. Also, this is the new repaved version of the Pocono Raceway. They redid it, I think, over the last season. The Pocono Raceway, they rescanned and the new repave of the track, so not a whole lot of differences compared to the old version of the track, but still some differences compared to the older repave of the racetrack. So about the same, maybe a little faster with the newer asphalt, but an exciting race we are in store for nevertheless.
Well, I tell you what, we are in store for it. We got it, bidding them up, so won't be just a second or two that pace car pulled off. We'll be ready to go.
Yes, we will, as the cars have hit the grid.
I'd like to ask anybody out there in the TV land, does it sound good? Everything sound good tonight and look good? I'd like to find out. Does it sound good to you, Ryan?
You sound good to me. I'll have to look on the stream there to make sure everything's going good. I'll let you know, but cars are rolling here off the grid, and we're getting ready to see our one warm-up lap, and then we'll take the green flag.
Boy, oh boy. It'll be a few minutes, because you know it's a long track. There's nice looking cars out there tonight. Or this evening.
So the strong field of cars heads down that long back straightaway. As you see, Alan Fox and Brandon Ketchum on the front row here tonight. The T&P Knives Chevy on the outside, and the 73 Remore and Flanagan Furniture Mattresses, the purple car there on the inside. That's Alan Fox. And expecting a good show, but then if you look at qualifying results there, Tim, you can see there's a big margin from first on back. Alan Fox, the only car to even come close to being under a 3. He ran a 2.95, a 53.295. The second best lap was a 53.455, so well over a second and a half between first and second.
Well, it was. I'm telling you what, but I can tell you what, when they get started, them top 5 right there going hammer down.
Yep, and here we come out of turn number 3 at the Pocono Raceway. The field heading down the front straightaway now on the exit of turn 3. The pace car makes the dive in. Field in the hands of Alan Fox in the 73 machine, and the green flag is in the air from Pocono Raceway. 75 laps under the sun here at Pocono is green in the tricky triangle, and it's Alan Fox off to a great start, and he is clear of the field coming down the long straightaway towards turn number 1. Alan Fox leads a side-by-side battle for second between Mraz on the inside and Ketchum, who's forced to the outside as Brandon Fries falls in line in 4th.
And you got Brandon Fries right there behind him too.
Yeah, it looks like Mraz barely cleared Ketchum there out of turn 1. Ketchum tried the crossover, but he's not going to go for it. He bailed out, but he's going to get a good run on exit because Mraz drove in really deep on the outside. But it looks like they're going to stay single file for the moment as it's Alan Fox trying to run away from the battle for second between Mraz and Ketchum. Then points leader Brandon Fries holds strong in 4th. Damian Crump up to 5th. Up to 6th is Dylan Mirando, and Orlando Rivera with a rough start. He falls back from the 5th position to 7th in the first lap.
Oh, that was way back there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had a rough start there to the race. But 1 lap in the books already. And the field has filed out single file as they head down the Long Pond straightaway out of turn number 1. And it's the field in the hands of Alan Fox in the number 73 car.
Alan does pretty good on this track here. Andrew Mraz, though, he's going to get up there and kind of try to confuse him.
Yeah, Andrew Mraz trying to pull a little bit of an intimidation tactic here. As man, it might be more than that because Fox washed up there in turn 3, gave Mraz the inside, and Mraz peeked down there, but Fox with the outside line got the great run on exit, and he's going to clear him down the straightaway. But man, Mraz is hanging in there a lot better than honestly I thought he would, as Fox has some competition here coming down into turn 1.
Yeah, he's done that in practice. I've seen him do that several of them in practice. He got it.
And wow, Andrew Mraz made the move there in turn 1. And there's a clear. Andrew Mraz takes the lead, and the top 5 cars under a blanket from Damian Crump on up to Andrew Mraz. The top 5 cars are all nice and close.
They are close. You see every one of them in the same picture. Same camera shot.
Oh man, Brandon Fries actually caught the wall there off of turn 3 just a little bit. He lost momentum, got some damage to the right side of that car, and Damian Crump makes the move to the inside, takes advantage, and he's going to move up to the 4th position. Man, points leader Brandon Fries. It's early in the race, only 4 laps in, and he already made a mistake there out of turn 3, and he's picked up some damage to that car. And now he's got more problems behind him with Dylan Mirando looking to make a move on the inside coming into the tunnel turn 2.
Ryan Dylan Mirando is a great driver. I mean, he has proven to me that he's good for next year.
Yeah, Mirando was a strong driver last season. He missed a couple races this season that caused, and he had a lot of bad luck on top of that in the races that he ran, but ended up missing the chase this season, which was really unfortunate because we know he's a quick guy and he's worked his way up to 5th spot, and at this point he's not in the chase. He's here for one sole reason. That's to win races, which unfortunately, so far this season, he has not been able to do so. The plague of bad luck has forced him down to some poor DNFs over the course of the season, but he's looking to pick it back up and maybe get some good finishes.
I think he can, too. We got 3 more after tonight.
Yeah, the rest of the schedule consists of New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Gateway Motorsports Park, and Michigan International Speedway, where the season comes to a close. And those 3 races are going to be good as we come down to the wire here in the points. And the way we're running right now, it's looking to be a close finish to this season. As bad start to the race for points leader and last week's winner, Brandon Fries. He won Daytona last week. That was the start of the chase, and he's fallen back to 6th now with damage.
You know, and next 2 tracks are going to be flat, Ryan.
Yeah, flat 1-mile tracks. Both Gateway and New Hampshire are pretty similar. Gateway has a little more banking, and it's an egg-shaped oval. 2 unique sides of the racetrack for sure, as Gateway has the flat 3 and 4 and the higher banked 1 and 2. But New Hampshire Motor Speedway is a symmetrical flat oval that we're going to go to. It's 2 tracks that you would think are very similar, but they do have the differences. And it's going to be a good fighting between those 2 tracks. Short tracks come into the high-speed Michigan Speedway there to end the season.
I know. I never did like New Hampshire. It was flat.
Yeah, very unique track. It is for sure, and it's a fun one to watch. That's going to be a good show. I think we'll see on the short tracks, 2 short tracks in a row, and then we go to Michigan to end the season. That'll be fun to watch.
It will. But you know, next week that track gonna eat them tires up, Ryan.
Yeah, it does tend to eat tires up, especially when you're not taking care of them. Versus some other tracks, it'll really eat them up when you're getting on the gas and sliding all over the place, getting on the brakes. You got to take care of yourself.
Just take it easy. Drive the track. Don't worry about your cars around you. Drive the track. And this is one of them. The next one up is what you do too.
But man, as you can see here, the battling for the lead's been pretty hot. Every time we come out of turn 3, Andrew Mraz makes his way all the way down, almost to that checker pattern you see toward the inside pit wall, just trying to break the draft and block at the same time with Alan Fox there right behind him in the 73. He's trying to take away every advantage Allen has being right behind Mraz there. So Mraz trying to take away that draft coming down the straightaways.
Yeah, he's not far away from him yet.
Yeah, he is not giving up either there. Fox is not done with Mraz yet. Mraz seems to gain a lot through the tunnel turn, but I think Fox is faster in turn 3 and maybe even turn 1 also, but they're really close still. Mraz pulled a little bit there through turn 2, but down the front straightaway here, you see Mraz move all the way to the bottom, trying to break the draft.
Yeah, he's moving all over that track. But he got to watch that blocking, though.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with that, but at this point I think he's safe since Fox isn't right behind him. Man, you see he lost a lot of time there. Through turn 1, I think he had to get out of the gas a little bit. Got a little tight there out of turn number 1. And Fox reeled him in a little bit as they come into the tunnel turn on the back straightaway.
They're easing up on him, man.
Yes, he is. Fox is reeling him in.
But can he do anything with him when he gets him reeled in? The Red is eating him tires up, boy. I can hear him.
That is the completion of 9 laps. There were on lap 10, 66 laps to go still here at Pocono. And with this race, a fewer car count, I expected a longer green flag run. And it looks like we got a good chance of getting that. I'm not sure what the pit strategy here is. I mean, obviously it's going to be go until you're out of gas. And these guys, we're going to find out how much gas they have here, probably within this first fuel run. I wouldn't think it's a tunnel lap. This is a big track. Uses up a lot of fuel really quick, so we'll find out sooner than later when we got a pit.
What do you think, about 35, 40?
I would think that's about right. Probably 30 to 35 laps would be my educated guess, but we'll have to see if anyone pulls any short pitting strategies or whatnot. As Mraz trying to run away from Alan Fox. Brandon Ketchum 3rd, Crump is 4th. Dylan Mirando is 5th place with Brandon Fries and Jeremy Clifton right behind him, 6th and 7th.
But right now, Andrew can't make no mistakes if he does. Alan going to calculate on it. Catching back up to him there, Ryan.
Yeah, Fox reeling him in a little bit there on the 73. Still, it's just been a close gap between the two of them. Mraz had to check up there. Actually, Fox gets a great run through the tunnel turn. He's going to be forced to maybe look on the outside. Mraz didn't really leave him any good room. Now Fox trying to get a big arc here through turn 3. Try to get to the bottom of the track. Almost clips the grass, but he's not going to be able to get a run. But at the same time that happens, Damian Crump just moved around Brandon Ketchum for 3rd.
Oh, I heard that. Let's look back at Brandon Ketchum.
Damian Crump had a rough race, actually probably one of the worst races out of all of the playoff drivers, all the chase drivers he had last week. Finished back in the 17th position. Crump did after running well toward the beginning of the race, crashing out there. One of the late race big ones we had, but unfortunate, Crump lost a lot of points there early in the chase. But running 3rd right now, hopefully he can maybe put together a good run, a good couple of runs here, and he could have a shot at it just as well as anyone else could.
He sure can. Brandon Ketchum's right there behind. Ketchum is behind Dylan Mirando's right behind Brandon too. He's on the inside of him.
Yeah, good battling back there from 4th place there. Ketchum looks like he's going to lose another spot as Dylan Mirando on the inside is going to get 4th at the line, and he's going to be clear coming to turn 1.
Oh boy, he's going to put the crossover on him. No, he didn't do it in time. He thought about it.
Yes, he did, but Mirando gets the spot.
You got Jeremy Clifton, 7th there. He's bringing up the rear end.
Yeah, he's trying to work around Brandon Fries there, who's in the 29 car. Fries had damage there. We saw him get the wall early in the race. And now Freeze actually working on Ketchum, who he must have used up his tires or something, because he started second. I guess these last 2 or 3 laps he's fallen from third spot, and he is kind of falling back quick. And he's battling Freeze right now. Got a good run out of 3, so he might hold on for now, but Freeze on the inside now has Jeremy Clifton on the outside as the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th is on.
Jeremy Clifton's on the outside right there. He's doing a good job. Lee Overton ain't caught up. They ain't caught up with him.
Yeah, Overton's a good ways back with Alan Hilton there. They are 8th and 9th, struggling right now to keep up. They need a caution already early in the race, and they're falling back as Clifton just got by Freeze for 6th place right there in turn 1.
Heard that. Yeah, Brandon's falling back. He's falling into the clutches of Jeremy Clifton there. I'm going to tell you something. Jeremy's a good driver.
Yeah, he's been quick, especially later in the season there. We saw him pick up the pace and run really well, and Clifton's been putting together some good finishes. Didn't do so hot last week at Daytona. Got unlucky and crashed out, but consistent driver, and he can put up some consistent finishes, and he can step up those consistent top 5s to consistent top 3s and wins. And we could see him contending for our championship as well.
Oh, yeah, you can't count him out unless he wrecks out. I think this time of the stage of the chase, if you have a bad night tonight, it's over.
Yeah, that's especially now 2 races into the chase. If you're one of those guys that had a bad week at Daytona, which a lot of guys did because, well, that's how Daytona works, you can't really afford to have another bad week. There are no drop weeks in the 5-race chase, so it's not like you can have one bad one and brush it off like nothing happened. If you have one bad one, you might be able to bounce back if you have a great 4 other weeks, but you've basically got to have 5 perfect weeks as the battle for the lead is on here, Tim.
Look at it.
Alan Fox working on the outside out of turn 3 and into turn 1. He was there, and he's going for the crossover out of turn 1. Alan Fox now on the inside as they head down the Long Pond straightaway towards turn 2. And he's going to back out of it and let Mraz go. He's taking it easy. Didn't want to take a risky move down into turn 2.
That would have been risky there, because I know that 31 would have came down. That's the way he's running. He'll be there if Andrew makes a mistake, though. He'll be there, Brian.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's right behind him. He's doing a little bit of intimidating there to the back end of the 31. And if he does make a mistake, he'll be right there to pounce. Alan Fox is not, certainly is not any slower than Mraz. He's been keeping it right there within half a second this whole race since Mraz has taken the lead. And good battling going on from third on back. Damian Crump just made a mistake out of turn 1, barely kept it off the wall. And he's going to fall from 4th all the way back to 7th right there out of turn 1. As everybody got by him, and now Mirando up to 3rd, Ketchum 4th, 5th is Clifton, 6th is Freeze, and 7th is Damian Crump.
Well, he did get out of it, didn't he? He's on the inside of Brandon Freeze.
Yeah, he's trying to make up those spots that he just lost already here on the inside of Brandon Freeze down into turn number 1. And Crump to the inside. Freeze on the outside trying to get the run on exit. We'll see what he's got in the tank there, that 29 car. They're dead even down the back straightaway. Freeze gets a pretty decent run down this long straightaway. We'll see if he can clear down into turn 2, the tunnel turn. He's close to clearing. We'll see if Crump dives it in there. He's not going to be able to. Freeze is clear into 2. And he's going to hold off with 6th spot for now.
He did, buddy. He went down when he was supposed to, didn't he?
Yeah, he did just what he needed to.
Let's look back up here at front. I think that Alan Fox is just there and being patient.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Fox is just taking care of his stuff. He knows he's still got a long ways to go. Still 57 laps to go in this race, and he's just taking care of his stuff, making sure he's got it there at the end.
That's right. This thing's 57 laps around this track is a long way.
Yeah, that's for sure. 55 seconds or so a lap is certainly not quick, as Fox basically pushes Mraz down the Long Pond straightaway.
I was fixing to say you couldn't even see it.
He was right up, tucked under the 31. He's not even trying to make a move, really. You're going to see it again here. Man, he had a huge run there. He had the opportunity to dive it in there, but now he's just going to cruise right behind Mraz. He's just letting him use up his stuff, waiting for him to just make a mistake.
Yep, that's what they kind of do when they get behind them like that and they don't want to go around. They're going to say, hey, we're going to see if he'll make a mistake.
This time, Mraz goes to the bottom. Fox, instead of lifting, this time he's just going to take his momentum to the outside and see what he can do. As they're dead even into one, Fox goes way up and just lets him go. He's not really trying to put himself in a cat and mouse game of passing for the lead. He's just putting it in cruise, looking to finish this race up front.
Yeah, you don't want to let him get away from him, that's for sure. Let's see, Dylan Mirando's in third place right there. Him and Jeremy Clifton. Fourth.
Yeah, Clifton there in fourth. Oh man, Mirando actually just got the wall out of turn 2 with the tunnel turn, bit Dylan Mirando, and he's going to keep going, but he got a little bit of damage there as Clifton reeled him in there from fourth spot.
What wall will get you?
Yeah, it's bit a few guys already. Freeze also has some damage from the wall. Alan Hilton in the 3 has also found the wall at least once, and so has Cody Fabianic in the 55 have all found the wall multiple times tonight.
They have. Well, Brandon Freeze back up to 6. Damian Trump right there in 7.
And there's Brennan Ketchum now to the inside of Jeremy Clifton. Ketchum had a good turn 1, and he's going to clear Clifton into the 4th position at a turn 1 down into turn 2.
He settled down a lot there, Ryan.
Yeah, he's having a good run there. Ketchum is in the 41 now, moving up another spot. He's falling back. It looked like he had something to miss there. He was falling back as if he had an issue with the car or the tires or something, and he fell way back. And now we got actually green flag pit stops. First one, 21 laps into this race, and Alan Fox has come down for more than likely what is a scheduled green flag pit stop for fuel and tires.
There, he had to come in one more time.
He'll probably have to come in at least 2 more times in this race. If they're pitting 22 laps in, we still have 54 to go. I'm expecting maybe 1 or 2 more pit stops.
About 3 pit stops altogether. I thought they'd go further than that.
I did too, but you got to remember they do have a 75% fuel tank of what they would have if it was full 18.5 gallons. So you see Fox, he takes 4 tires, he takes fuel, and he's rolling with no issues. As here comes race leader Andrew Mraz in, and he's got company with Dylan Mirando coming in behind him. And man, Jeremy Clifton flying into pit road. Wow, some of these guys really trying to make up time on entry. Lee Overton, Jerry Glenn, Alan Hilton all following in. Here comes Mark Hamlin down pit road as the lead is handed to Brandon Ketchum, as he has yet to come down pit road.
Andrew Mraz is taking his time, man.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of guys trying to gain as much as they can, and that's the best place to make up time is the entry to pit road. You want to be flying in there as fast as you can without speeding when you hit the pit lane entry there. So a lot of guys seem like they made up a lot of time there on entry.
And we got several of them back out there, so no, we got several of them that ain't fitted yet.
Yeah, still a couple guys that haven't come in yet. We're going to see here. This is the battle we got to see. Andrew Mraz coming out of pit road. Where's he going to come out compared to Alan Fox? Fox is going to pass Andrew Mraz in the pit stop sequence. New leader is the 73, Alan Fox, once we get through the pit stop cycles here. So Fox has passed Andrew Mraz on the racetrack. Still some pit stops to come, though. Orlando Rivera is in. Damian Crump is in pit road. Still waiting for Brandon Ketchum and Brandon Freeze running first and second to come down pit road. They're battling for the lead now.
I heard that. Yeah, Alan got a pretty good jump there, didn't
Yeah, coming in one lap earlier, having one extra lap on fresh tires, just made him that much faster compared to Andrew Mraz in the 31. So he was able to make the jump on him with the shortstop strategy. He was smart enough to do that, but now he's one lap older on tires and fuel, so he's got to remember that for the rest of this race, even though now he will have the lead. As coming out of turn 3, still waiting, Brandon Fries and Brandon Ketchum are side by side for the lead right now. Dead even at the line. At that time, give it to Ketchum by 5/1000ths of a second, but still waiting on those guys to come down pit road.
Oh boy, they go a long way.
Yes, they are. No doubt. They're getting all they can out of fuel and tires.
Yes, they are. Alan Fox has got a couple of seconds on Andrew Mraz.
Yeah, that's the important battle. Once the top two, which is now Fries over Ketchum, once they come down pit road, it's going to be the now big lead that Alan Fox has, nearly 2 seconds. And now he doesn't have to worry about hanging out behind Mraz or Mraz pressuring him from behind. He is just driving away right now. Nothing to worry about.
And you know, his pit strategy always gets him up there in front, you know it?
Yeah, smart strategy there for him to come in one lap earlier and get the jump on Mraz, and that move gets him the lead now, and it might get him the lead to the end of this race. Honestly, we still got a ways to go, but things are pretty consistent right now, and it's clean and green as the battle for what is currently the lead between Fries and Ketchum is on. They're nose to tail for the lead, but we're expecting them shortly down pit road.
There's nearly a 2-second gap between Andrew and Alan.
Yeah, Alan now 2 seconds ahead of Mraz, so he's getting himself a bigger and bigger gap. As here comes Brandon Fries down pit road. Brandon Ketchum still staying out on the racetrack, though, so Fries is in. Ketchum is the last car on the racetrack not to make a pit stop yet. So Brandon Fries down for his scheduled service on his car. Ketchum working around, or trying to work around the lap car of Cody Fabianic there in the 55. As Ketchum, we're expecting soon down pit road.
Yeah, I believe he just want to lead a lap. Well, Brandon Fries, he hit that spot. Let's see what Ketchum's doing here. Brandon Ketchum ain't coming in yet.
Yeah, Ketchum out of turn 3 this time. I'm expecting to see him soon. We'll have to see how long he can last. He's still staying out on the racetrack. Ketchum is using all he can out of fuel. What he's doing is hoping for a caution or something, because if he does get a caution, he'll be the leader. That'll be a pretty big advantage, but I'm just not seeing any signs of hard racing anywhere between cars where we could get a caution, but all it takes is one car to cause a caution, so you never know.
He's going to have to come in a minute. That's 28. Alan Fox is leading.
Yeah, he is running away now from Andrew Mraz.
But all it takes is one caution and or mistake, and he'll be right there.
That's all it takes. As this time, here comes Brandon Ketchum on lap 28 down pit road. He woes it up nice and early, easily makes pit road speed, and Brandon Ketchum is on pit road. That is the end of green flag pit stops, and your leader is soon to be Alan Fox's. Ketchum leads his last lap that he will lead here under this sequence, makes his stop as he crosses the line, and here comes the leader, Alan Fox, across the line, and he is going to pass Brandon Ketchum easily here. New leader officially now is Alan Fox.
That's right. Just put it on the board. What a lead he has got.
Yeah, Alan Fox with his lead has actually shrunk a little compared to Mraz, but I feel like that is just because Fox is probably trying to take care of his stuff and just maintaining the gap, making sure Mraz is far enough back where he can't make a move, yet he's trying to take care of his stuff where he's got enough fuel, his tires are fine, and he's not hitting any walls, making any mistakes, taking it easy.
It pays to take it easy here at Pocono.
But yeah, see Fox's lead now down to less than a second, only about 9/10 of a second now between him and Mraz. Mraz actually reeled him in quite a bit there. But I have to see, maybe Mraz does have something hidden up his sleeve for Alan Fox here on the short run, which he did at the start of the race. Initially, Mraz was able to reel in and pass Fox pretty quick, so maybe on the short run on the fresh tires, he's got something nobody else does. But on the long run, I think Fox proved that he was the faster of the cars there. Yeah, he did. We'll have to see if Fox is able to maintain that gap of what is now about 7.5 of a second, or if he loses it, as Dylan Miranda is running third, 2.5 seconds back. Clifton is fourth, and Damian Crump is fifth position right now as the field is spread out among themselves. Still 45 laps to go, not even halfway through this race, 31 laps in, 45 to complete.
Andrew's reeling him in.
He is, for sure, reeling him in. The gap that time goes down about 0.2 of a second, so now just over half a second between first and second place cars.
Oh, man, Andrew was running real wide. He off a little bit that time. Looks like he's going to use that high line up there on turns 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, he is, and that time, man, Mraz did reel in Fox quite a bit, and he's up to the bumper of Alan Fox down into turn 3. Man, he's going to send it in there. Man, he almost made a move there. He is going to be able to make a move maybe out of turn 3. Impressive stuff there from Andrew Mraz, as he is now right on the back bumper of Alan Fox here. That didn't take very long. He gained half a second that lap, and he's got the margin down to nothing there as he's on the back bumper, Alan Fox.
Alan's going to let him have it.
He moves over, and there goes Andrew Mraz to the lead, man. Honestly, did not see that coming as Andrew Mraz easily takes the lead as Alan Fox lets him by. And the battle between these two guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it go on just like this until the end of the season.
Good drivers if they do be careful. Well, that's something else right there. We ain't got much to talk about. Orlando Riviera's back up to 8th there, Ryan, and Brandon Ketchum's 9th.
Yeah, those guys running well back there. It's a pretty quiet race, that's for sure. The field's spread out. Literally, there's at least a full second gap between every car on the racetrack, except for the top 2 cars. But they've kind of put it in cruise control as Rivera there in 8th and Ketchum in 9th. They're having good runs. Ketchum was second, but staying out on that long run, staying out as long he did, really costing him a ton of time. Now he falls back to 9th place, but he is the fastest car on the track, no doubt, with the fresh tires. He's running quick lap times now, reeling in Orlando Rivera, looking for 8th. Jerry Glenson, we haven't talked much about. Hasn't been so strong here tonight. We usually see him running up in the top 5, but he's been around 10th all night long. And Jerry was, I believe, the regular season champion, if I'm not mistaken. He was the highest in the point standings after the regular season concluded. So not a run that maybe Jerry was looking for here tonight, as he came into this race 7th in the points after Daytona.
Well, maybe he can hold it steady and not wreck and then bring it on up there.
Yeah, I think that's what he's aiming for here. He's just cruising right now. Still not even halfway through this race. 41 laps to go. Coming to the completion of lap 35 right now as the leaders head through turn 3. Yeah, Mraz maintaining the gap there between himself and Fox.
Ooh, damn. 8 made a mistake there, buddy.
That's Orlando Rivera there in the 8 car. In turn 3, he got past Brandon Ketchum, blew him out of the water. And Ketchum on those fresh tires is flying by cars. He's looking on Damian Crump now, too.
Yeah, he looked like it. It made it look like Rivera had something with his car, wrong with his car when he went around him. He's just that much faster because of them new tires.
Yeah, those newer tires that Ketchum has is helping him out. He's just blowing people out of the water.
That's right. What turn right there gets you. You know, that thing right on the bottom there in summer turn, didn't it?
So now Brandon Ketchum has worked his way up to 7th. On those fresh tires, he's looking at Lee Overton in 6th right now as his next victim there on the fresh tires. Maybe he can prove that the long run strategy works out better than the short run. Maybe he's got something up his sleeve. As man battle for the lead, actually, Alan Fox has taken the lead back over Andrew Mraz, who's right there in 2nd trying to make a move. And Mraz going back for the lead on the inside. Let's see if he can do it. He's going to be able to on the inside. Andrew Mraz gets the lead back. Alan Fox falls back to 2nd place again, but they're not done yet. Fox now looking for a move on the outside down the front straightaway.
Wow. We still got a lot of laps to go, y'all.
We do, and these guys are putting on a great show for the lead. And now Andrew Mraz with the lead. Alan Fox looking for the crossover. And while these guys battle hard down the back straightaway, coming up in 3rd is Dylan Mirando in the 27 car.
Boy,
as Alan Fox.
He's right there, too. Alan Fox gets it back probably.
Ooh, Mraz fights hard on the outside. And while these guys are side by side, though, you can really see Mirando is coming in hot here, looking for it from 3rd. Haven't talked about him battling for the lead all night long. Mraz holds on to the lead for now, but now we got 3 cars under a blanket.
And Andrew ain't giving him no room.
And it's the 27 car pushing the 73 down the front straightaway after Andrew Mraz.
I'll tell you what, this track's big enough to get aerodynamic. If he stays, if Dylan Mirando stays right there, he'll push him ahead of him.
He's trying to right now down the Long Pond straightaway to get to the lead.
I believe that Allen, he was letting his car breathe a little bit now. Oh, that was close. Oh, he's home now, ain't he?
Man, they are all 3 of those guys nose to tail through turn 3 looking for a way to take the lead. And man, Fox has got a chance now down out of turn 3 down the front straightaway.
Yeah, Andrew didn't block him. Uh-oh. Dylan Miranda's going high.
Miranda went to the top, didn't give much help to Fox. Mraz pinches Fox. Mirando had to get out of the gas a little bit. And now Mirando might have a chance for second. No, he's going to try pushing Fox down the back straightaway as Mraz holds the lead.
He's falling back in behind Mraz. Hey, we got Jeremy Clifton and Brandon Freeze back here battling out there, Ryan.
Yeah, they're in a battle for fourth on their own there, about 5.5 seconds back of the lead trio, as Mirando is going to get second spot on Alan Fox. Fox let Mirando go, and now Mirando is going to have his shot at Andrew Mraz for the lead.
Get back up, there he is, ain't he? And I think Alan Fox will push him.
Yeah, now it's Fox's turn to push Mirando to see if he can have a shot at the lead here, as these three cars are all quick together.
As long as they're not side by side, Andrew's not going to run off and lead them. He got it.
Man, Mirando with a move there. I don't know how he made that work. But it looks like Mraz made a mistake out of turn one and maybe kissed the wall. Let me look at the replay myself here. No, he barely kept it off the wall. But with him having to get so hard off the gas, it easily gave the lead to Dylan Mirando, who is now your leader.
Andrew's right there on him, but he's going to go low and, oh, what's that? Wow.
Yeah, it's not over yet as the guys snaking their way down the front straightaway.
That's blocking there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Either that. It's a mixture of blocking and trying to break the draft. As a late move by Mraz into turn one. He dives under there for the lead. More good battling for the lead. As Mraz is not going to have a good run out of one. Neither is Mirando, as he had to get out of it. Now Alan Fox has got to choose who he wants to push, if anybody, down towards the tunnel turn. He's going to bail out. He doesn't want anything to do with this battle into turn two. And Mirando's going to back out of it, give Mraz the spot, and now Mraz back to the lead. And now Mirando crosses over. He's not done yet. He wants a piece of it down into turn three.
Lord have mercy.
Man, the battling for the lead is getting crazy here. Man, they got close to contact there through turn three. Mirando had to get out of it, and Fox had to get out of it. Now they're side by side for second, and man, the amount of lead changes we've got here tonight is insanity.
What happened to Mirando there? There he is.
They all had to get out of the gas out of turn three, and now back single file. Fox makes his way to second, Mirando back to third, and Mraz to the lead.
Well, we still got a few more laps. That next pit stop's going to show you something.
Yeah, if we got... Actually, we're probably close to the next pit stop here. The leaders have done 21, 22 laps on this set of tires and fuel. So we're probably a couple laps from that pit stop. But then again, if these guys can stretch it 10 more laps, they might be able to make it to the end of the race on this last pit stop.
I heard that.
Because 33 laps to go, we saw some guys really stretch that first run pretty far. So we'll have to see. They might be stretching this run as long as they can so that they can make it on just one more pit stop here.
Well,
As Mraz snaking his way down the front straightaway, went from top to bottom, back to top, back to bottom, all over the place, trying to break the draft.
He's got a car behind him with two behind him. He ain't gonna break that draft.
Yeah, Mirando pushing Fox down the back straightaway, trying to make something happen.
They're not close enough to him there yet, Ryan, to make him make a mistake.
No, they've spread out just a little bit now at this point to where they've kind of lost their chance to make a move.
There he goes again.
Now this time, Mraz goes to the bottom. Chance on the outside here for Fox. He's not going to be able to get into one. Maybe try to get him a run on exit, as Mraz had to check up, and now they're tight again, nose to tail. Fox forced to go to the outside of Mraz with help from Mirando, but Fox is going to bail out. He for good reason, does not like making moves into turn 2. That is not a really safe spot for side-by-side racing, as they're now back single file through turn 2.
I'm afraid they're going to get in trouble up there.
Now it's Mirando behind Fox. And they are all behind the leader, Mraz, who's been leading most of this race. But, man, they are just so close together. 1, 2, 3, under a blanket. Those cars are chained together. And now Mraz again forces Fox to go to the outside into turn 1 as he takes the inside line. Fox with the run into turn 1. Mirando on the inside. Actually, he's going to get by Fox. Fox was struggling on the outside line. Mirando takes second spot out of turn 1.
Well, he already knew when he went up there high, Mirando was going to get it.
Yeah, he washed up, I think, wider than he wanted to, as they're going to go single file through turn 2 again. Ooh, Mirando had a good turn 2, but had to get out of it to keep from running over Andrew Mraz as they're pushing each other down the back straightaway. Now through turn 3, coming down to 29 laps to go.
It's hard to pass on this track when you get 20-something laps on your tires. Should be seeing pit stops in the next 5 laps.
Yeah, I would think so. These guys are no doubt going to be stretching it as long as they can because they're trying to finish this race on probably just one more pit stop. At this rate, 29 laps to go. If they can do a couple more laps, I think they can make it on one more stop.
Got to give him one lap.
Yeah, 29 to go right now. It's going to see how long they can stretch it. A couple guys in the back have come in. Damian Crump came in. He's actually really the only one that has come in earlier. He's no doubt going to have to pit one more time after that. He came in 10 laps ago.
Oh, damn. Well, I'll tell you what, you got to hand it to that fellow right there. Brian, he's good.
Yeah, no doubt. But here we go again for the lead. This time, Miranda with a great run out of 3 on the outside. This time, he might really have a shot coming down into turn 1. He's going to have a good lead. Oh, they're just about dead even. Miranda with a nose on Mraz. Miranda on the outside, though. No chance. Maybe he'll try the crossover here on the exit of turn 1. That's exactly what he's going to do. And now he's there on the inside, down the back straightaway. With help from Alan Fox. Nope, Fox is going to back out and not really give Mirando a good push. Mirando's not going to have a chance, I don't think, unless he dives it into turn 2.
He has to dive it, but see, Andrew's going to do it too.
Yeah, and they're nose to tail now down the back. Here he comes again on the inside. Mirando on Mraz. This time into 3, Mirando has the inside line. See if he can make it stick here on the bottom, right on that yellow line. Mraz will have a good run, and he's got help from Alan Fox, and Fox might be able to take second here from Mirando, as Mirando's got no chance on the lead.
Alan's run that middle lane, ain't he?
Now back single file, but it's Fox ahead of Mirando, second and third. But they're still in tow from the 31 of Andrew Mraz.
Andrew's using his head tonight there, Ryan. He's slowing up a little bit.
Yeah, he's been racing really smart, which is good to see. And everyone really racing smart. They've been racing hard, but smart in here. Look who's in 4th right behind these guys is Brandon Freeses. Wow, top 3 cars all coming down pit road at the exact same time. They're going to crash. Fox and Mirando get together coming down pit road. No caution as those cars are out of harm's way. Fox is going to get going, but man, bad break for them as at the same time they coming in, Freeze and Ketchum were making a run at the lead there as they pitted later in that run, the first run, but because of that one, unfortunately, it was Alan Fox coming down pit road, got on the brakes a little too hard, and maybe on a downshift lost control of the race car.
He did. I seen him when he hit it.
Yeah, just completely lost control of the car when he tried coming down pit road there. Unfortunate that had to happen, and it took out both of those cars. He slammed Mirando really hard in the right rear. That might have done some damage to the rear end of that car. Knocked the rear end out of line. That could be some pretty terminal damage there for both of those cars.
Yeah, and this is a green flag stop, too.
Yeah, no caution came out for that one. They were out of the way. No need for the caution there. We'll see how that shakes up the order as Freeze, Ketchum, Overton have all come down pit road now. Still waiting on a couple guys to pit. Mraz, though, that unfortunate circumstance there, as much as Mraz maybe hated to see that, the exciting racing they were having was pretty fun to watch, but maybe puts a little bit of smile on Mraz's face as the two most competitive cars next to Andrew Mraz have knocked themselves maybe out of contention here, as Dylan Mirando now over 2 seconds behind Andrew Mraz, and Mirando got himself some pretty heavy damage to the right rear of that car.
Yeah, I see him back there. That was unfortunate, though.
Yeah, it definitely was here, as Andrew Mraz just passed Brandon Freeze, who's on his way out of pit road. Also, Brandon Ketchum coming out of pit road back there as well. Lee Overton also. And Alan Fox still hanging in there. He got some really heavy damage to the nose of that car.
Alan's probably in there for the points right now.
Yeah, that's what he needs. And he can still hang on for a good finish. He had a big gap on the rest of the field, and I still think he can hang in there for a good finish. But no doubt Andrew Mraz is going to benefit heavily from that, and so is Brandon Ketchum, who was right there behind those guys. And Brandon Freeze also, all right there when that wreck happened, and they're going to gain spots on that one. But ahead of Mirando, who is not a chase contender. We remind you, Mirando is not in it for the points. He's just here for wins and whatnot. And that's going to help out Freeze, though, and Ketchum especially, who are going to gain a lot of spots off of that.
And Dylan Mirando is 5.9 seconds behind the leader.
Yes, he is. And you see the battle here for second, or what is going to be second, now that Alan Hilton has just made his pit stop. It's between Freeze and Mirando. And Brandon Freeze, if he can pull off a second-place finish here tonight, that has given him a huge advantage on the rest of the points field going into the final three races. He's been consistent all season long. No doubt somebody who, in my mind, was a championship contender. He got maybe a little bit of luck on his side and some skill, of course, to win Daytona last week. And, man, he's up here at Pocono now looking for second place on Dylan Mirando. Even though Mirando isn't a points contender, whether or not he gets second or third, it's a pretty big points difference between those two spots. But either way, Brandon Freeze looking strong here in the late going.
He is. I'll tell you what, you got Jeremy Clifton coming up behind him, Mo.
Yeah, Clifton, he, on the other hand, didn't get so lucky there at Daytona. Finished toward the back, got involved in an accident. But he's having a good run. He's running fourth right now, and he has made his pit stop already. So these three cars battling second, third, and fourth, looking good. And Ketchum isn't as far behind either. He's in fifth.
That's right. Okay, Andrew Mraz got 6.4 on the second one, Dylan Mirando.
Yeah, that's what I got too. Mraz, Mirando, Freeze, Clifton, Ketchum is the top five. Alan Fox falling all the way back to the 7th position in the 73 car. So unfortunate for him that he's maybe not going to get the expected finish that we expected out of him. As caution free so far, 54 laps in, 22 laps to go. Battle for second is on with Freeze trying to make a move on Mirando here. Down into turn 2, Mirando struggling with heavy damage to the car. And easy pass there for Brandon Freeze for second spot. And Jeremy Clifton looking to follow for third.
Brandon Freeze has been doing great here lately, man.
Yeah, he has been. He's always been consistent, but he really put it in high gear starting last week with the win at Daytona. And now looking really strong tonight, caution-free at Pocono, and he's running easily in second spot now. Distance from the lead, but still that second place spot he's got now is a big advantage on the rest of the field, since Mraz, who's leading, he's pretty far back. He's 11 points off of Freeze, so Freeze, if he finishes second to Mraz, he'll gain a ton of points on everyone else and not lose too much to Mraz.
They're running neck and neck right now on the lap time.
That's really close, about even between them.
Yep. He ain't gonna get up there doing that, is he?
No, he's not. I think Mraz knows that, and he's kind of just cruising. So Brandon Ketchum, or Andrew Mraz rather, with a 6.7 second lead over Brandon Fries in second. Third, Dylan Miranda with Jeremy Clifton right behind him in the battle for that final spot on the podium. They're in a good battle there. Remember, Miranda, again, he's not in the chase, but everyone else basically is. The only non-chase drivers that are in this race, that is Jacob Chalafo in the 71, who's 5 laps down back in 13th. Mark Hamlin in 12th, who's a lap down. He's a non-chase driver. And Dylan Miranda right now in that battle for third. He is not a chase driver, but everyone else in the field is running for a championship here.
That's the reason that.
Oh, man, that was close. And Miranda is going to go around. Caution. We're going to see our first caution of the race, and Miranda got turned there on the front straightaway. I thought he had it saved, but he lost it.
Yeah,
and now first caution, 57 laps in. But we'll see here out of turn 3. 21 of Clifton just barely got in the back of the 27 of Miranda, who lost control of the car, locked him up, and just barely kissed that outside wall. So caution is out, and this is the first one of the night, and it took 57 hard green flag laps. And I'm expecting probably green flag pit stops from everybody here to top it off on fuel and put 4 fresh tires on, because if you pit here, it'll be a safe thing to do. You'll be good on tires and good on fuel for the rest of the way home. And we might be in for a show now that we got the whole field bunched back up onto the hands of Andrew Mraz.
I tell you what, Dylan Miranda didn't hit that wall.
He just barely kissed it, if anything, but he's got no damage, really.
Hit up to it. He didn't hurt it. All he got to do is come and get some fresh tires and fuel, and he'll be ready to go.
Yep, no issue there with Miranda, but with these long pace laps, the good thing for Miranda and Fox is they're going to be able to fix as much damage as they can under this caution while the pace laps are going on, because both of those cars have got heavy damage from that incident coming down pit road, especially.
Alan Fox is on pit road, ain't he?
Not yet, but I'm expecting them to be when we get around this time and the pit's open. And they probably fix all their damage if they can.
You have to watch that pace car and to get out in front of it. Don't let him get a lap on him. I always took off pit road when he was in turn 4, Ryan, and I'd make it out in front of him every time.
Yeah, you want to spend as much time on pit road as you can without obviously getting lapped. So they're going to see what they can do here in the pits with repairs with the time they have.
Yeah, I've seen them do it in NASCAR, and I've done it too. I'd come right back in after we come by it and get some more fixed. There comes Andrew Mraz, Brendan Fries.
Everybody coming down pit road. See a couple lap cars stay out, maybe looking for a wave around. But everybody probably coming in for 4 on fuel.
That little guy right there is going to be hard on Andrew when he gets back. He missed his pit stop. Hot dog.
Everybody on pit road. 4 tires being put on. Fuel being put in the car. And Andrew Mraz leads them. Brandon Ketchum is going to take second. Fries third. Jerry Glenn must have taken 2 tires there. He climbs up and gets the track position he's been looking for all night. He climbs all the way up. Actually, he somehow took 4 tires.
Oh, I heard that. I tell
Jerry
you what,
Glenn.
That guy behind Andrew right now, don't count him out, brother.
Man, a lot of guys must have been fixing damage and whatnot because Jerry Glenn 4 tires, and look at that. We haven't talked about him much all night, and he has just found himself in 4th. And he's finally got some luck on his side, and he's going to see if he's got the speed to keep up with these front runners. As 4 tires and fuel for everybody. Some guys getting damage fixed, some guys not having any to fix at all, or just electing not to. And it's going to be Andrew Mraz, the leader here, with Ketchum second.
Brandon Freeze third. There's your lap down cars right there in front of them. They just about, every one of them cars right there looking pretty good now, Ryan.
Yeah, I think everybody basically's got a clean car except for a couple guys toward the back. Jeremy Clifton got the EOL penalty there for the cause of the accident, so he's going to drop to the back of the field. But, yeah, we'll be getting ready for the restart.
It ain't his night, is it?
No, bad luck there for Clifton, who's been having a decent night there, but because of that accident getting in the back of the 27 car. As you see, Damian Crump stays out. He'll be taking the wave around. He's in the 12th position. He's trying to get back on the lead lap.
He missed going into the pits to get that lap back.
Yeah, so he'll be staying out. He'll get the lap back instead of, you saw Chalafoe and Hamlin come in there, coming down pit road instead of taking the lap back.
Let's see, they'll be lined up there, and he's going to have Brandon Freeze right behind him. Gonna be a pretty good start there. Jerry Glenn gonna be right behind him on the outside of him there, Ryan.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good start here for sure. We'll probably see some fanning out as they come down the front straightaway on the jump.
I tell you what, Jerry Glenn ain't a bad driver.
None at all. We haven't heard much of him today, and he kept his stuff clean and ran around 10th spot all night long on the lead lap, but he's been fast all season. I'm surprised to see him running as far back as he has been all night long, but he's looking good right now.
I believe he's kind of laid back right now. But
we'll see if he was hiding something from us here on this restart, because it's go time.
That's what I think. Say it's the time to run what you brung. 15 more laps. This will be in the book there, buddy.
Yeah, coming to 15 to go. Waiting to see if the lights go off on the pace car.
God, I hope so. These long pace laps.
Yes, they are. And the lights are off. Damian Crump gets his wave around. So we've got a dozen lead lap cars on the racetrack. Out of 13 that are still in the race, Chalafoe's 5 laps down in 13th. All 12 other cars are on the lead lap. And Andrew Mraz is leading them to the green here as they double file down through turn 1 here under caution. And this may be the one and only caution here we get tonight.
Maybe.
So good clean racing by these guys all night long.
One thing about it, Andrew Mraz has got the start over Brandon Ketchum. He had no idea when he gonna go.
Yeah, Andrew Mraz has the big advantage of being able to control the restart. So he'll more than likely take off into the distance into turn 1, and it'll be a fight between the rest of the guys to see if they can catch up to Mraz. But you never know. Maybe Ketchum or Freeze can get a good jump.
Brandon Freeze has still got a little bit of damage on the back of his car, looks like. Or did he fix it?
He's still got a little bit of right rear and right front damage. He caught the wall. It was way back on like lap 2 or 3 that he caught the wall, and that damage has been with him all night long, but he hasn't seemed to be hurt by it as he's been running up in the top 3 all night long.
Yeah.
All right, here we come down through turn 3. Getting ready to see the pace car dive in as we bunch him up here, hopefully one last time, and this is the only restart we could see this race maybe. as the pace car comes in 14 laps at Pocono Raceway. Good jump there by Freeze, pushing leader Mraz down towards turn 1. Not so good of a jump there by Ketchum on the outside, but Freeze was ready, and he's right there as they rocket down into turn 1 side by side. Freeze up to second. Ketchum falls to third. Mraz takes the lead as they bunch him up into turn 1. Everybody makes it through clean, and now the battle's on. Let's see if Mraz can hold off the charging 29 of Brandon Freeze and the 41 of Brandon Ketchum down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's got that 57 or 97 back there. Jerry Glenn, he'd be able to do that.
Yeah, Jerry Glenn there, sleeper all day long, but he's there at the end of it when it matters. Also, Alan Hilton in 5th had a rough start to this race, but now Ketchum working on points leader Freeze on the inside down through turn 3. Brandon Ketchum trying to make something happen late. As they battle, though, Andrew Mraz is running away.
Yes, that's what he wants to see.
Exactly what he wants to see in his mirror is side by side, and now Jerry Glenn making it 3 wide down the front straightaway as he is making it 3 wide into turn number 1. Man, Ketchum bails out, and he loses 2 spots on that. Glenn on the inside has to check up on exit. Freeze ends up in second spot after all that mayhem. And now Ketchum working on Jerry Glenn down the back straightaway towards the tunnel turn. And now with them battling for third, it is Brandon Freeze who's going to try to run away from them and see if he can reel in race leader Andrew Mraz as we come down to 12 to go this time. But Brandon Freeze still has a mirror full of Brandon Ketchum.
Yeah, he does, but he's a second behind him.
Yeah, he's got some work to do to try to catch up to Andrew Mraz, who's looking for his 4th win of the season. Only 2 guys this season have multiple wins. Andrew Mraz has 3, and the part-time driver Greg Elliott has 2. He's not in the chase, but he did pick up 2 wins in the few starts he did. Very strong for Greg, but he's not here this week. But and he's not also not in the chase. But Andrew Mraz, 4 wins would be a pretty big number.
Yes, it will.
Obviously, don't count your chickens before don't count your eggs before they hatch. And now here comes Brandon Ketchum up to second.
Yeah, you sure can't count them before they hatch, buddy. Not here.
And here comes Jerry Glenn looking for third on the 29 of Freeze. But it is Brandon Ketchum now trying to reel in, see if he can spoil the party for Andrew Mraz. And Ketchum is looking for his first win of the season.
Well, I tell you what, Brandon doing a good job. Dylan Mirando's come back into the picture too.
Man, starting to push real hard there for third is Jerry Glenn looking at Brandon Freeze, who's trying to do all he can to get all the spots he can, knowing the spot he's in the points is really good, being the points leader coming into this race over Lee Overton by a couple of points. And Freeze trying to hold on to every spot he can as he had to fend off Jerry Glenn, and Mirando catches the apron there through the tunnel turn. And here comes Lee Overton, the guy who's second in points. Has had a rough night so far, started toward the back, and he's worked his way up now almost in the top 5 for the first time tonight in that 16 car. He's had a good, solid season, had a rough night tonight, and he's looking forward to a top 5 finish if he can get by the 27 to Dylan Mirando.
I don't know if he can or not. You don't know if that's quite close enough yet. It's going to be a great race to the finish right here, Ryan.
It is, because the fastest car on the racetrack compared to the top 2, it's close. They have run just about dead even lap times the last lap or 2, and we'll have to see if he can reel him in. Ketchum can reel in Mraz, as we've got single file through most of the field here.
Brandon Ketchum's running the same thing as Andrew Mraz right now, just a little bit under.
Yeah, just about even. As battle for 5th right now. Overton on the inside of Mirando. Overton second in points right now. He's trying to get as many spots as he can to try to keep the gap as small as he can to the points leader, Brandon Freeze, who is up in 3rd right now.
He's doing a good job. He's right there in 6th. His car is clean.
That time by, fastest car on the racetrack by about half a tenth of a second was Brandon Ketchum. So he reeled him in not by much, by the slightest of margins, and he's going to need to make that margin get smaller a lot quicker than that. But Ketchum is fast.
He's running better laps than Andrew is right now.
He is, not by much, and he needs to pick up the pace a little faster than that even. But he's giving it all he's got there, and he is reeling in Mraz. You can see visibly now, he is right there on Andrew Mraz. We've got a show on our hands between Brandon Ketchum and Andrew Mraz as we come to 8 laps to go. Oh, Ketchum got the wall on the middle of the straightaway trying to make a move to the outside. Now they're side by side down the front straightaway.
I've seen that little bit of spark come out of that.
Mraz and Ketchum side by side down through 1 and 2. Ketchum on the outside with a power move on Andrew Mraz. Man, oh man, out of nowhere, Brandon Ketchum pulls 0.8 of a second out of his hat, and he takes the lead late in the going. Brandon Ketchum to the lead late at Pocono.
He ain't out there yet, because Andrew and Mraz are going to put the crossover on when he can.
Yeah, he's going to try, because Mraz has not given up yet. He's still right there. Those two guys nose to tail into turn 3. Andrew Mraz is going to start pushing now if he hasn't been already. That 31 car is not done yet.
No, he ain't.
The 31 and the 41. Mraz and Ketchum, as Ketchum now leads. 7 laps to go here at Pocono.
Got 10 laps on each one of them tires.
The show has just begun, and the battle for the lead, it's been exciting all race long. The race has been long, green flag runs, not a lot of action throughout the field, but man, the battle for the lead has always been on fire here, whether or not it was Mraz, Ketchum, which is what it is now, or Mraz with Freeze, or Mraz with Mirando and Fox, as it was throughout most of this race. And with the unfortunate events that happened with Fox and Mirando, we thought it was Mraz all day long, but with the caution coming out, it got Brandon Ketchum a chance to win this race, with coming to 6 laps to go.
Well, I tell you what, that's close right there, but Andrew ain't through yet. You watch when he comes up on him, he gets on his right side.
That time by, identical lap times between the top 2. Fastest car on the track actually was Brandon Freeze in 3rd spot. As these guys start to do a little battling, it's Brandon Freeze that's going to be faster. And he's trying to reel him in. He's not done yet. He's looking for 2 in a row from 3rd spot. Trying to go 2 for 2 in the chase so far this season. And that's going to be a hard thing for him to do, as he's got Jerry Glenn working on his inside for 3rd. But more importantly, this battle for the lead is not over yet, as Mraz is all up behind Brandon Ketchum, coming to 5 to go.
Ketchum didn't let him have that, did he?
No, he didn't, and Mraz is not done with him yet, as he's right there in the 2nd spot.
I'll tell you what, right now he can start blocking. Legally, he can block now. And that's what he's doing there, Ryan.
Yeah, he is going to get ready to do a lot of blocking here. 5 laps to go. Every run Mraz has got to get, you got to block it as best you can. That time by, fastest car on the racetrack by a whopping 0.4 of a second was the 3rd place car, Brandon Freeze. He's not done yet. He's not giving up.
Ooh, he's catching Andrew Mraz. Well, he can't see it yet, but he's getting there.
Freeze is giving it everything he's got. He's not giving up yet. He wants to extend that points lead, but man, Mraz gets way on the apron through turn 2. I'm surprised he wasn't getting loose there. He holds on to it as they still stay nose to tail for the lead. Mraz looking to stick his nose down there. Almost got in the grass into turn 3. Coming down, 4 to go this time.
There ain't no down there to it, buddy. Yeah. Brandon Ketchum had it there.
That time by, fastest car out of the top 3 was again Brandon Freeze. Jerry Glenn was actually faster than anybody that lap, but Freeze had 0.2 on the top 2 cars.
I'd like to see Brandon Ketchum win it, because he's been in a slump.
Yeah, he's been winless this season. But of course, everybody loves to see Brandon Ketchum. He tends to be one of the fan favorites. And man, he's got a hard fighting Andrew Mraz right behind him. Remember, if we do have a caution here, this race is over. But I don't know. There's a few small battles going on throughout the field, but hopefully we can stay green as we come 3 to go. And, man, Ketchum is starting to build that gap up just a wee bit over Andrew Mraz.
Here comes Sheree. He got 3 laps to go. I'm sorry, everybody. I haven't had no time to look on the chat. I've been busy. But I appreciate everybody coming on TV land. Hey, I appreciate it.
Battle for third. Jerry Glenn on the inside of Brandon Fries for third. Glenn's been faster than Fries, and he's trying to make work of him quick without losing any time to the top 2, because those guys are not too far out as they come down the back straightaway. 2.5 laps to go for Brandon Ketchum, who's starting to build up a lead.
He's starting to get where he can rest a little bit. Here comes Andrew, though.
Jerry Glenn makes his way up into the third spot, into the podium positions. Jerry, who we didn't talk much about all night, was in cruise control, and he made his way to the front there late on the caution flag, and coming to 2 laps to go for Brandon Ketchum in the 41 machine. He's leading at the 2 to go mark now.
He's doing a good job right now. Don't lose it. It's very easy to make a mistake.
Especially at a track like here at Pocono. He's got it now. Bad corner for Andrew Mraz. He got loose at a turn 1. And Ketchum building the gap to over 0.6 of a second into turn 2. He's doubled that margin just in this half lap.
Andrew getting down on that line. That's making him loose.
He does use all of that apron in turn 2. He actually doesn't lose as much time through there as I thought he would by hitting the apron, but he seems to be able to make it work. And, oh, man, he missed it. He missed turn 3. He's going to go way wide, gets out of the gas, and this is it. White flag, final 2.5 miles for Brandon Ketchum at Pocono.
Oh, he got a good enough lead now. It's his to lose.
Brandon Ketchum, I think, from here on can put it in cruise control.
There's Glenn about to catch Andrew Mraz.
Yeah, Glenn made a great run there in the last few laps. He got by Fries for third, and points leader into the race, Brandon Fries, running fourth. I think the way they run now, he'll probably still hold the points lead coming out of this race here at Pocono, but still a good run for Brandon Fries running in fourth. But here they come into turn 3 one last time, and it's Brandon Ketchum, who ran top 5 all night long. We didn't see him up toward the very front until the end of the race. And it's going to be Brandon Ketchum out of turn 3. Brandon Ketchum gets his first win of the season here at Pocono, the second race of the chase. Second place, Mraz barely holds off Jerry Glenn. Fries, your points leader, brings it home fourth. Lee Overton, second in points, brings it home in fifth. Jeremy Clifton in sixth. 7th place, Alan Fox just eked out Dylan Mirando. 8th place, Alan Hilton. 9th place, Alan Hilton, and 10th place, Mark Hamlin there at the end. What a great race we had there. Awesome battling for the lead all night long. And a great run by Brandon Ketchum, who came out of nowhere to win that one.
All right, Bubba, you bring them up. You talk to the first 2, and I'll get a hold of our leader, Brandon Ketchum.
So we're going to bring up Jerry Glenn here, your third place finisher, in 1 second.
User was moved to your channel.
Jerry Glenn, it's Ron Gavel up here in the OSR Network booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Ryan.
Man, Jerry, great run here tonight. You came out of nowhere to take away that third place spot there. That was an interesting race, long run to start the race, and a bit of a shorter run there at the end of the race with that one caution we had. Tell us about your race from your perspective.
Well, I figured I was going to end up, top 10, eighth place or something like that, and just got a little lucky there with track position there on that last pit stop, and somehow was able to hang with these guys. This is definitely not my favorite racetrack, so just glad for a top 3 for sure.
Yeah, that whole first run, you were running anywhere from 8th to 10th all race long, and kind of quiet. In that last pit stop, you made your way up to the top 5, and you held it up there. If we didn't have that caution, what do you think would have happened there with yourself and the rest of the field?
Well, I think the race would have been between the 31, the 73, and the 27 there. Those 3 cars had the cream of the crop for sure. I might have been able to squeak out a top 7 if I was lucky. But, I was trying to play pit strategy the best I could to be able to do that. So
great run there, Jerry. Got it home in 3rd spot, making your way up the playoff in the chase standings here. Anyone you want to thank? Any shout-outs you want to make?
You guys up there in the booth, Rick for putting the league on for sure, and all my teammates. I'd like to give them big thanks.
All right, thank you, Jerry Glenn, 3rd place finisher tonight.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, we're going to bring up 2nd place finisher Andrew Mraz in 1 moment.
See what he got to say.
User was moved to your channel.
Andrew Mraz, it's Ryan gave up here in the OSR Network booth. You got a copy?
I do, Ryan. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You put on a great show out there. Awesome battling all night long. You were up front between everybody. You were up there the most at anyone. You battled, I can't even remember how many different guys that made their way to the front and raced against you. And you came up just short there of Brandon Ketchum at the end in 2nd. Tell us about your race from your perspective.
Yeah, it was a really good race. A really clean race. Last year was completely different, but I'm happy to finish this with no incidents and finishing 2nd. Too bad that I couldn't finish it out in 1st, but Brandon Ketchum loves this track and he knows how to do this, and props to him. He got it done. If I took a full tank of gas at that last caution pit stop, I probably would have had it, but you never know.
Yeah, that was very interesting racing there. If we didn't have that caution there and also didn't have that maybe the incident there on the pit stops between the 73 and the 27 there with Fox and Mirando, how do you think that race would have turned out?
I think it would have been between Fox, Mirando, and myself for the lead going all the way to the checker flag. It was an amazing battle between us 3. They are very talented drivers, and maybe Brandon Ketchum came up and fought with us. He was only a couple seconds back, but all in all, it was a fun race.
And you mentioned how you had no incidents this race. That's 2 bonus points toward the championship here, now with only 3 races remaining after Pocono. How do you think your chances fare here? Only 2 races into the chase, obviously still a way to go. And what do you think your chances are here when it comes to the championship?
Still pretty good. Just only minus 11 points back after the first race. So I should be gaining ground here, probably about 5 laps behind or 5 points behind or whatever. But we'll find out. Next, I don't remember where we're going next. I think we are going to New Hampshire, which I'm excited to go to. Another short track, it's almost like Martinsville, but a little different beast. But anyway, looking forward to that in Michigan.
Yeah, sounds good. Points actually just updated. You're 6 points behind Brandon Fries, 3rd in the points, so that's pretty good. And is anyone you want to thank? Any shout-outs you want to make before I let you go?
Yeah, I would like to thank you guys for broadcasting us, Extreme Motorsports, for putting on a great league, Dakota and Ken for being our admins up in the tower and calling the race. And I would also like to thank Downforce Motorsports for allowing me to race.
All right, thank you. 2nd place finisher Andrew Mraz.
Thank you.
Okay,
User was moved out of your channel.
I'm going to bring up Brandon Ketchum, the race winner, here for you in 1 second.
User was moved to your channel.
Brandon Ketchum, this Tim Matt Brewer in the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, how you doing, Tim?
I'm doing better, but you're doing great tonight, Bubba. I seen you coming. I said he's gonna do it, and it's about time. You've been in a slump, haven't you?
Yeah, it's just been, it's been a decent season. Not as good as last season, but it's still overall a decent season. I can't complain. Made the chase 2 years in a row, and then, kind of had bad luck last week getting caught up in that first wreck with nowhere to go. But, that's super speedway, and then we come here to Pocono, one of my favorite tracks on the schedule this season. And, it feels good to win at a track that I actually like.
Oh, man, you done great tonight, man. Andrew knew you was coming. He tried to block, but you throwed the crossover on him and got by him there. I'll tell you what, you showed your experience tonight there, brother, and congratulations on it, man. I'm telling you, I am proud of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew all race he'd been ducking down low on that front straightaway trying to break the draft, so I was following him, just kind of getting in that pattern, and as soon as I got up on him, he started to cut low, and I just kept my nose right there, and I did scrape the wall. I did scrape the wall when I went by him, but I still managed to push past him, but hats off to Andrew. He had a nice, clean race. He raced me, good and hard, and wasn't doing anything stupid trying to win, so appreciate his clean race there at the end.
He done good tonight, Brandon. He didn't push the issue tonight.
No, I noticed he's not as aggressive as he used to be, and there's aggressive drivers out there. That's their style. Hey, more power to them. I'm not aggressive. I just kind of sit back and wait for my turn. But yeah, he raced me nice and clean. Didn't really force anything, which really thankful for, because it could have ended up really bad for those first 4 or 5 of us in line if we had gotten a little too scatterbrained there at the end.
Yes, it did. I tell you, brother. You got anybody you don't thank, my friend?
First off, I'd like to thank Thomas over at T&P Knives, the sponsor. Great friend, great sponsor, great guy. Go check him out at his website, www.tandp-knives.com. He's got hunting knives, everyday carry, all kinds of stuff. He's a great guy, great selection. Go check him out, great prices. I'd like to thank Josh Gillen Motorsports, giving me a place to run this season. Extreme Motorsports and Rick Donathan for the league and all the admins for the hard work they've been putting in these past couple months here. You guys up in the booth calling it, and honestly, a big shout out to everybody on the track tonight. It was a nice, clean. Everybody was using their heads, communication. It was a great race. So hats off to everybody that was on track tonight.
Well, buddy, I appreciate that, and you have a good one. Maybe we'll talk to you again next week. We got 3 more, and I'll be watching you.
I'm looking forward to it. Also, I'd like to thank my wife. She was in chat tonight. My family for supporting me through this. I hope to be back up in the booth next week talking to you guys at the end of the race. Try and finish out this season as strong as possible. So appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, buddy. You have a good one. All right, Ryan, give us the top 10 countdown.
All right, we'll run through the top 10 you just heard from your winner, Brandon Ketchum. Second place, Andrew Mraz. He led the most laps, had the fastest lap of the race, ended up second. Third place, Jerry Glenn. Fourth was Brandon Fries. Fifth, Lee Overton. Sixth, Jeremy Clifton. Seventh, Alan Fox. Eighth, Dylan Mirando. Ninth, Alan Hilton. In 10th place was Mark Hamlin. And real quick, I'll run through the point standings after this race here. And 2 races into the chase, the top of the point standings, it's pretty strong for Brandon Fries. He has a 5-point lead over Lee Overton. 6 points back is Andrew Mraz. 11 points back is Brandon Ketchum. And 12 points back is 5th place Jerry Glenn in the point standings.
Man, I tell you what, Ryan, this has been a heck of a race tonight. And Brandon Ketchum, he come from, what, 4th place or 5th?
Yeah, pretty strong run. After starting second, he came to the lead and won the race, even though he did run around 5th, 4th place all night long.
He did there, buddy. I tell you what, man. All right, we want to say something about simspeedshot.com. That's our sponsors here on OSRN. Brandon, they got racing brakes, they got button box, they got everything that y'all would ever need for iRacing. Y'all give them a call or get them up on the computer there. And then Ryan, I'll see you next week, man. Good night, everybody from Pocono. Okay.